Tiana was 23 years old. She didn't believe in magic. She liked things she could see and touch, like her work, her books, and her favorite food. One Sunday, her friends took her to a big market called Mabushi Street. There were people selling clothes, food, and even magic. "Tiana, let's have fun today," her friend Lola said. "There's a woman who can tell the future." Tiana laughed. "That's not real." But her friends pulled her along. They found a small tent. Inside, an old woman was sitting. She looked very serious. "You can ask one question," the woman said softly. "But be careful. What you see will really happen." Tiana smiled and rolled her eyes. "Okay, fine. What will happen to me next month?" The woman gave her a small mirror. It had a crack at the top. Tiana looked into it. Suddenly, the mirror changed. She saw herself in a white dress, running in the dark. She was barefoot. She looked scared. Blood was on her lips. Someone was chasing her. She turned in the mirror. It was Daniel, her own fiancé. He was smiling. Tiana screamed and dropped the mirror. She didn't wait. She ran out of the tent and didn't look back. That night, Tiana didn't sleep well. She kept thinking about the mirror. It was just a trick, she told herself. It's not real. But in the morning, something strange happened. She opened her door and saw a small broken piece of the mirror on her mat. She didn't bring it home. So how did it get there? She picked it up. For 1 second, the mirror flashed again. She saw her face, crying and afraid. Tiana dropped the piece quickly. Later, Daniel sent her a message. "Can't wait for our trip next week. Just me and you." They had planned a weekend trip together. No phones. Just a quiet cabin in the hills. But Tiana remembered. In the mirror, she was running in the forest. In the white dress. Alone. Her heart started beating fast. Was this the same place from the vision? That night, she took a long shower. The water was hot, but she felt cold inside. Something was wrong. Very wrong. She started cleaning Daniel's drawer. That's when she saw it. Black envelope. Her name was on it. She opened it slowly. Inside was one paper. It had only one word. Final. She turned the paper over. Photo fell out. It was her sleeping. But the photo looked strange. It was like someone had taken it while standing over her bed. Tiana felt sick. Daniel had never taken this photo. No one had. So, who took it? And why was it in Daniel's drawer? Just then she heard the door open. Daniel was home. He walked in with a smile and flowers in his hand. "Hey, baby. You looked tired yesterday. I brought you flowers," he said. Tiana smiled back. "Thank you," she said softly. But inside her heart, she felt scared. She was no longer sure if she was safe. Something bad was coming. And she didn't know what to do. Tiana tried to act normal. She still went to work. She still answered her phone. She still smiled when Daniel called her, "my queen." But her heart was not okay. She kept thinking about that scary vision. The white dress. The forest. Daniel chasing her. And smiling. She told herself it was not real. But every day something strange happened. The first thing was the dress. Tiana had ordered a white dress weeks ago for her trip. It wasn't supposed to come yet. But one morning she got a message. "Your delivery has arrived." When she opened the bag, her hands started shaking. It was the same white dress she saw in the mirror. Dream style. Dream shine. Just like in her dream. She wanted to throw it away. But she was scared. What if someone noticed? So she folded it and hid it deep inside her closet. That night she couldn't sleep. At 2 a.m. she heard a soft voice. It was quiet but clear. It whispered her name. Tiana. She jumped out of bed. She turned on all the lights. But no one was there. Her windows were closed. Her doors were locked. She sat on the floor, holding her knees. Her eyes were full of tears. She felt like someone or something was watching her. The next morning she sat in the living room. She tried to act normal again. Daniel came over with breakfast. He kissed her forehead and said, One more week, babe. Then it's just you and me in the hills. Tiana smiled, but inside her stomach turned. She stared at his face. Could he really hurt her? Could the man who held her so gently be the same man from the mirror? That night she made a decision. She would go back to the market. She had to find the old woman with the mirror. Maybe she could explain. Tiana left early the next day. She walked fast through Mabushi Street. But when she got to the little red tent, it was gone. Nothing was there. Just sand and paper flying in the wind. She looked around. The woman was not there. The chair was not there. She was about to give up when she saw a piece of paper on the ground. It had only 5 words. Run before the full moon. Tiana picked it up slowly. Her hands were shaking. The full moon was in 6 days. And her trip with Daniel. It was in 6 days. That evening, Tiana cleaned Daniel's room while he was out. She told herself she wasn't being nosy. She just wanted to feel safe. She checked the drawers. Nothing. She looked under his bed. Just dust. But then, she saw something behind his bookshelf. Small black folder. She pulled it out carefully. Inside was a paper. At the top it said, "Life insurance policy." Tiana didn't understand everything. But she saw her name. She read the next line. "In case of death, payment will go to Daniel Okoro." Her hands froze. Why would Daniel take out a life insurance plan? In her name. She sat on the bed. Her body felt heavy. Her chest felt tight. Was he planning something? Was it real? Was she going to die? Just then her phone buzzed. Daniel sent a voice note. "Hey baby. I just paid for everything. I'm so excited. You need rest. You've been stressed. This trip will help you." Tiana looked at her phone. She looked at the paper again. Then she whispered, "I need to be careful." July 13th, 11:48 p.m., Mercy Bliss. Tiana could not stop thinking about the life insurance paper. Why did Daniel take out a plan in her name? Why didn't he tell her? She tried to ask him, but her mouth wouldn't move. Every time he smiled at her now, her heart beat faster. Not with love but with fear. She made a new plan. She would pretend everything was okay. She would smile, laugh, even hug him. But inside she would stay ready. She had to find out more. That weekend, Daniel came to her house. He brought snacks and her favorite juice. "You've been quiet lately," he said, touching her hand. "I'm just tired," Tiana replied. "You'll feel better after the trip," he said with a big smile. Tiana smiled back. But now his smile didn't feel warm. Felt scary. The next day she called Lola and Nene. She wanted to tell them everything. But something stopped her. What if they didn't believe her? What if they told Daniel? So instead she said nothing. That night, Tiana had a strange dream. She was walking in a dark forest. She heard footsteps behind her. She turned. No one. She started running. She tripped and fell. When she looked up, a woman in white stood above her. The woman whispered, "Trust is not love. Love is not safety." Then everything went dark. Tiana woke up sweating. She grabbed her phone to call the market woman again. But she didn't have a number. She didn't even know her name. She dressed quickly and went back to Mabushi Street. Still nothing. The red tent was gone. The old woman had disappeared. But this time something was different. On the same spot where the tent used to be, there was a black scarf tied to a stick. Tiana untied it carefully. Inside was a folded note. It said, "If you follow him to the hills, you won't come back. Don't sleep. Don't trust." Her hands shook. She looked around again, but the street was full of noise and people. No one looked at her. No one saw. It was like the message was meant only for her. Back home she sat on her bed thinking. She opened the drawer where she kept Daniel's black envelope. Inside, next to the photo of her sleeping, there was something new. Another paper. But this one had no words. Only a sketch. A drawing of a small house with trees behind it. Tiana stared at the picture. Then her phone beeped. "Daniel. I booked the house. You'll love it. Peaceful, no neighbors. She opened the link he sent. It was the same house from the sketch. Same trees. Same windows. Her head started spinning. How did this drawing get in here, before he sent the link? She stood up slowly. Someone or something was trying to warn her. 3 days before the trip, Daniel called her. Pack light, he said. There's no network there, but I'll bring music and movies. Tiana forced a laugh. Sounds good. But her mind was screaming. Don't go. Don't go. That night she had dinner with Daniel. He held her hand and talked about the future. Kids. Big house. Family holidays. He was perfect. So perfect. Too perfect. And suddenly it all made sense. The fake smiles. The careful words. The lies that didn't sound like lies. When he left, Tiana locked her door. She sat down and whispered to herself. He's hiding something. He's planning something. And I'm not safe. She opened her journal and wrote. If anything happens to me, check the cabin. Check Daniel. And check the friend who helped him. Because in her heart, she was starting to think. Daniel wasn't working alone. July 13th, 11:50 p.m., Mercy Bliss. Tiana didn't want to go on the trip. But if she refused, Daniel would know something was wrong. So, she packed her bag. She took only small things. Toothbrush, sweater, her Bible, and the little piece of the mirror she had kept, the one that showed her scary vision. She also hid a small knife in her bag. Just in case. Daniel came to pick her up on Friday morning. He smiled and opened the door for her. You look so beautiful, he said. Tiana smiled weakly. Thank you. They drove for hours. The trees got thicker. The roads got smaller. The network on her phone disappeared. Her heart beat faster. It's just a weekend, she told herself. Stay calm. Watch everything. They arrived at a small cabin in the hills. It was quiet. Too quiet. No people. No neighbors. No signal. Just trees. And a big dark forest behind the house. Daniel helped her carry her bag. I'll make dinner, he said cheerfully. Tiana walked around the cabin slowly. She saw 2 bedrooms, 1 kitchen, and a small back door that led to the trees. She noticed something strange. A big shovel was resting near the back wall. It had fresh dirt on it. Her hands turned cold. At night they had dinner. Daniel played soft music. He talked about love, children, and how much he wanted to protect her forever. Tiana smiled. But her heart was shaking. She felt like a bird in a trap. After dinner, she pretended to be tired. I want to sleep early, she said. Daniel kissed her forehead. Of course. You rest. I'll clean up. Tiana walked into the room and shut the door. But she didn't sleep. She waited. An hour later, she heard the floor creak. She got up quietly and tiptoed to the window. She saw Daniel go outside. He had the shovel in his hand. Tiana quickly grabbed her phone and tried to take a picture, but there was no signal, no internet. She put on her shoes, grabbed her jacket, and opened the back door slowly. She followed him. Daniel was deep in the trees. She stayed far behind. He didn't know she was there. He stopped near a hole in the ground. He was digging. Tiana held her breath. Is this for me? Is he really going to kill me? Then she stepped on a dry stick. Clack. Daniel froze. He turned around. Tiana, he called. She stayed silent. He looked again, then started walking back. West. Tiana ran. Her heart was beating like a drum. She ran past the cabin into the trees. She couldn't think. She couldn't stop. The same way she saw it in the mirror. White dress. Barefoot. Running. She heard footsteps behind her. He turned. Daniel was chasing her. Stop, he shouted. Tiana ran faster. Branches hit her face. Her feet hit sharp stones. She didn't care. She had to get away. But then she tripped. Her leg hit a rock. She fell hard. Her head hit the ground. Blackness. Silence. The last thing she heard was Daniel's voice. Why didn't you just trust me? Then everything went dark. Tiana opened her eyes slowly. The light was too bright. She was not in the forest. She was not in the cabin. She was in a hospital. A nurse stood beside her. "You're safe now," the nurse said kindly. "You were found near the forest. A hunter brought you here." Tiana tried to speak, but her lips were dry. "Daniel," she whispered. The nurse's face changed. "Don't worry. The police are already looking for him." Tiana's heart started racing. It wasn't a dream. It was real. Everything was real. Later that day, a police officer came to talk to her. He sat beside her bed. "We found your bag in the cabin," he said, "along with a shovel and rope." Tiana closed her eyes. She felt like crying. The officer continued. "We also found something else. Life insurance documents in your name." She nodded. "I saw them too." The officer looked serious. "We believe Daniel planned to kill you and collect the money." Tiana shook her head slowly. "But he loved me." The officer sighed. "Sometimes, people hide their evil with love." 2 days later, Daniel was caught at a bus station trying to leave town. He looked calm when they arrested him. Like he didn't care. He told the police. "She found out too early. I had no choice." But that wasn't the only secret. When Tiana checked her phone again, she saw something shocking. A message from her best friend, Nene. It was from the day before the trip. "Did he tell you about the money yet? I hope you're not falling for his game." Tiana's hands froze. She called Nene immediately. "Nene, you knew?" she asked. Nene was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "I didn't know it would go this far, Tiana. I only helped him with the insurance papers because he said it was for your surprise wedding. I didn't know he wanted to hurt you. I swear." Tiana didn't say anything. Her chest felt tight. She had trusted both of them. Now she didn't know who was telling the truth. 1 week later, Tiana left the hospital. She went home, sat on her bed, and cried. She looked at the little broken mirror again. She whispered, "You saved me." Because even though it was scary, even though it showed her death, it gave her the chance to run. It gave her the chance to live. Tiana moved to a new house. She changed her phone number. She stopped talking to everyone for a while. She needed time to heal. One morning, she stood by the window and smiled for the first time in weeks. The sky was clear. The wind was soft. She was still here. She picked up her journal and wrote, "I asked for the future, and it saved my life." The end.